Hello everyone, and this is Crota giving you Game 2 in the series between Diestar and Welmu. Game 1 going to Diestar in a very impressive fashion. He was behind in upgrades, behind in tech, but with just superior positioning and a very big head fake, able to take Game 1. Now, I know some of you guys are like, don't give spoilers on the previous games. All I can say is, watch the games in order so we can essentially watch them together and we can infer based upon what we see in previous games what might happen here in Entombed Valley. Welmu spawning on the top left hand side of the map as the red Protoss, meanwhile Diestar spawning as the blue Terran. Terran versus Protoss once more. I would be very surprised if these players decide to switch up their races, and I'm very, very curious as to what the strategy will be coming in from Diestar this time. Diestar played a very, very safe game. He took a really big risk. What am I talking about? He didn't really let Welmu get into the late game. His timing attack was also coupled with that beautiful, beautiful bait tactic. He didn't even have that many units out on the field, and apparently Sovix just beat Dimaga 2-0. Yes, this is taken from the Zotac Cup. Once again, I gotta thank Zotac. They are not a sponsor of me, but they do make these replays public on a lot of sites out there, and this does give us maybe not necessarily tier 1 GSL quality games, but very, very interesting games nonetheless, better than I ever hoped to dream or be. Now, apparently every possible position is possible, or they're not sure, but Diestar is now making his way on the top side, close possible since GSL map. So it is possible to actually have close spawning positions. Anyways, Diestar going to be getting in a lot of information. His SCV is actually going to scout out faster than Welmu's, even though Welmu did scout first. Alright, we are going to see a Marine try and stutter step. Is it going to be enough? The probe needs 2 more shots, 1 more shot, and oh! Gets away with 4 hit points. Very, very important. That probe can now do all sorts of sneaky, sneaky, dirty things that Protoss players like to do. Warp in proxy pylons and go back in for a little bit more scouting. We can see that Diestar has decided to go with that 1 Rax expand. Meanwhile, Welmu is already setting up a proxy pylon, getting up a warp gate tech, and let's take a look at this. There are 3 harvesters on each of the gas. What is Welmu's strategy gonna be? Taking a look at all of this here, I'm trying to just highlight the probes. Yes, it is only 14 probes there, as we are now going into a proxy robotics facility. Welmu going to be doing a bunker bust here with Marauders, and this is going to be a very, very dangerous play for Welmu. Welmu essentially moving all in, while Diestar doing the worst possible thing that he could do, setting up a ninja expansion. Now, a lot of you guys out there often wondered, isn't everything just a natural expansion? I always talk about natural expansions and what would be coming up naturally. I made a point in one of the videos, and now we do see a ninja expansion coming from Diestar. Now, the starting location always has a natural expansion, and then there's your typical third where I'll say a player is going to naturally expand. Now, Diestar's location here is basically a complete gambit. If this is not scouted out, it promises to return crazy, crazy amounts of resources over the course of the game. Now, the problem with this location is that it is so far out of the way that if it is scouted out, it could take a lot of damage and be destroyed. What are the options, as the SCV does spot the robotics facility here? Oh, that is a bit of bad news. Are we going to perhaps see a lot more bunkers is going to be the key. Now, Marines do definitely need to be trained, and we also need to see STIM. Diestar playing this absolutely perfectly. He knows he needs to get that, get additional bunkers off of this proxy robotics facility. I mean, what other possible reason could you have except for the training of immortals in order to get across the field very quickly? Sentries are already down now on the field. Guardian Shield is going to be play a key role in this fight as well, as we are now going into a proxy pylon here. Oh, what we could see is the destruction of these destructible rocks and a beautiful reinforcement here. If Welmu does this, hats off to him. This is not going to be something that Diestar is expecting. Yes, you can see that these destructible rocks are taking a lot of damage. Diestar does see this and knows about it, but he pretty much is in trouble. This bunker location here means that or these 3 bunkers are not going to be in position to actually be in on this fight. And also Welmu is going to have sight up onto this high ground, even though that this is normally up on a high ground location. Here we have Immortals just poking away. The Immortals do need to back off though, as SCVs are coming off the line. This base was canceled by Diestar. A very, very reasonable expectation, as Diestar now being put in a very dangerous situation. Alright, what's going to be happening now? There is an observer in position. 3 Immortals. The shields are now starting to naturally recharge. But I cannot believe that Diestar or Welmu is actually going to be going up from this side instead. Alright, here we go. 1 bunker already down. Force fields now down as well. Welmu pretty much bringing in the hammer. And those Immortals just absolutely, absolutely devastating. The Immortals are now trying to back off. All the SCVs caught in that annoying pocket where they can't do anything. And one of the greatest advantages for Terran pretty much neutralized by 50 energy on a sentry. Here you go. That last bunker is pretty much all that is left. The Marines are trying to focus down the Immortals, being very careful to pull back here. And the Immortals still have amazing burst damage as Welmu backing off. Harvester count is 27 to 27. SCVs now coming in. What is happening here, as now more Zealots are going to be reinforcing. There is still a handful of Marines. A bunker now going to be built, but instantaneously destroyed. Beautifully done by Welmu. Welmu pretty much going to be able to focus down these units very easily, as Immortals with that range of 6 causing so many problems. A bunker. Bad day to be a building under construction, as these Immortals dealing 150 damage per attack. And now there's a force field not well placed. Units will still be able to come down the mineral or come down the path there, but I think it is still going to be too little too late, as now a 4th Immortal joining in on the fight. Alright, this new Immortal needs to come in. This Immortal now needs to back off. Is it going to fall? 2 low hit point Immortals. Beautiful, beautiful micro coming in from Welmu, as we now see the Immortals just on the low ground regenerating those shields. Alright, why isn't Diestar lifting up? I do not know. More Marines are just reinforcing here. They do not have stim. They do in fact have combat shield though, as we now see a new wave of Zealots ready to lead the charge. These Immortals will stay on the low ground. Immortals are now walking up into position, gonna perhaps take down some of those key tech labs, as the SCVs are now coming in. Hellions focusing on more units. Immortals still with plenty of shields, able to deal a lot of damage. Those 100 shield Immortals, 5 Immortals coming in, and a beautiful play by Welmu. A proxy Immortal rush, 5 Immortals, and the problem was Diestar was never able to actually get enough, reestablish that line of defense. Immortals deal 50 damage per attack, and that just means that when the building instantly gets placed down, all Welmu needed to do was focus fire or just attack move with an Immortal, and that bunker would be instantaneously destroyed. Normally, buildings do get a lot of hit points as they're being constructed initially, so that doesn't happen. But on a 400 hit point building, even if it got 25% of its life, 100 hit points, those 2 Immortals or 2 Immortals would be able to blast it away, and there's no time to cancel it. There's no particle, there's no animation. It's instantaneous damage that can't be intercepted, unlike, say, a Marauder's concussive shell. And that was really the problem. Diestar probably lost about 300 to 500 resources in bunkers that were instantaneously destroyed, or near instantaneously. Stay tuned for Game 3 in this series, as I'm really liking this series so far. A lot of head fakes, a lot of mind tactics going back and forth here as we now move to Game 3.